Hello everyone, this is Riku Keyblade Master, and my apologies again if you can't hear me very well. Again, you can turn on the captions or subtitles or whatever they're called in order to read the text instead of having someone try to make out what is being said in the comments. Now, this severe heat thing is getting worse. I'm told it's gonna stop around 8 o'clock, but yeah. Honestly, 8 o'clock tonight, or, well, if this ends up not going up today due to the slow connection, you guys can just subtract a day. You know where this is going. But you don't have to worry too much about me because I already made it a point to stay where I'm at. And I know some people were already telling me, like, stay put. But, yeah. Read your minds, honey bunnies. Read your minds. Anyways, but, yeah. Onto the news articles now. For the news, for the first time since I believe the 1980s or 1990s, I forget where they set the time frame. Well, Yellowstone National Park is closed for the very first time due to extreme flooding, and yikes. And this whole mess, I forgot to mention that the heat, the excessive heat advisory, or excessive heat, what we're going through right now is basically hitting practically, if not every state, like almost every single one. And like I said, tonight it's supposed to be over by 8 o'clock, but we'll have to see what happens. Because like I told my mom and my dad, even if it does cool down on Thursday, it's not gonna reverse the damage. And this discussion with my parents was 2 days ago. It's not going to reverse the damage done by the heat issue. Man, is it boiling. It's like a boiler, one of those boiler things in the boiler rooms is about to basically explode. In fact, it did. And, it's just, it's crazy. And speaking of explosions, I can't remember where it is, but like, we live either near or by some sort of factory, and we hear a lot of explosions go off. Not constantly, but when they do, they do. And yeah, that's where I said the boiler has all it had. And boom. Now, when we lived close to National Buy in the Baby Blue house when I was little, we were so close, in fact, that the explosions actually affected my shunt, causing me to get severe migraines. And But with this, it's faint, but it's loud. Still. So it's kind of in between. And yeah. It's just insane. I just really hope that cooling things down on Thursday helps a little bit, which for me is tomorrow. My grandma's got her appointment on Friday that I told you guys about to do her stent for her, or not her stent, her valve for her heart. I told you she has like a really bad leaky valve. My mom is looking into what time it is, and she's gonna let me know. So yeah. And this is a really risky, well, actually, it's not too bad, because a couple of my old clients that I used to, a couple of my mom's old clients have been through that exact same valve replacement surgery, and they turned out fine. So it's probably not going to take very long at all to fix the problem, but it would depend on how bad the leakage is, and that's why she's on oxygen, because her blood flow is messed up due to her messed up valve. And luckily now, she's got that device that I told you about that can check your vitals and everything, and then send them directly to the doctor. It's cheap compared to how much it could have been. Usually those are about maybe $1,000 to $3,000, but nope. It was only $77, and it's insane. I mean, $77 is still an expensive price, but it's kind of in between, if you get my drift. It's expensive, but also cheap at the same time, and it really works. She's been using it quite a lot lately. My mom and I go over there a lot to check on her and make sure she's doing her thing or whatever, because when she first got it, obviously you got to get used to it. She didn't really like it too well, considering all it could detect. And yeah, I got news for my grandma. I mean, nobody likes hearing bad news. I mean, take it from me, for example. You guys know how crushed I was when I found out in 2015 that no glasses could help me. And then when the eSight glasses came along and I did the demo and they put the prescription lenses in, I actually did really well. Without the device, my IQ is currently 20 over 150. But with the device, my visual acuity is 20 over 50. So that bopped 100 points off, which is really huge. But I think the price is still the same, and we don't know what route we want to go down I don't know, I mentioned that Aura reader to my mom that's $3,000, but you just clip it to your glasses and you just point it at what you're looking at and it'll read it to you. You know? So that's a pretty damn good plus if you ask me. Because that means I could read small print books again. Because it's really hard to track down large print books. It's not very easy to do. But yeah. If anyone knows, like, for example, I don't know, a friend of mine, her name starts with a K. I'm not going to really say your name because I don't want to point you out too obvious, but because I'm not trying to be an ass or anything. Definitely, I would consider maybe getting that device, because you just point and click at the stuff you want to read and it'll read it directly to you. It basically, it works really, really well. Again, for a price that is still steep, but not as steep as it could have been. You know? And speaking of prices that are steep, inflation is still pretty high. Gas prices went down a little bit, but they're trying to get the oil refineries to do more. President Biden sent a letter. They're trying to get the oil refineries to do more. And even Vladimir Putin, he wrote that, you know, I think he's kind of growing a conscience a little bit. The way that the news reporter had said this, it seems like he wrote a letter stating that, you know, this war is affecting American families and that's not fair. You know, the price hikes are hurting American families and that's not fair. But where was that conscience when we needed it when this whole thing first started? This is why I'm a bit kind of meh about what he said. I think that now, like I said before, I think, again, according to neurological reports that were obtained from Putin's doctors, he doesn't have much time left, so he's trying to use what little time he has to make it right with the people that the war has affected. And another humanitarian corridor is said to be open soon, or maybe it's already open. I'm not quite sure. Oh yeah, that news article came yesterday, so it should be open today. Or if this uploads tomorrow, yeah, you know, you guys know, tomorrow's Thursday for me, and then Wednesday, yeah. So by Thursday or Friday, they should be able to open up a humanitarian corridor for more people to escape the onslaught of what's happening. So, basically, to quote Larxene, it's a little late for the witch, or in this case the wizard, to grow a conscience. Last time I checked, you're the one that fooled around with his memories and innocent lives, or innocent lives, creating this mess. I changed the quote up a little bit to relate to our current situation, because it was, to put it plainly, Larxene may be a sadistic you-know-what, but she did have a point about it being too late for the witch to grow a conscience, but at the same time, they're the ones who made her mess with Sora's memories in the first place. Maybe she figured that she'd do what she had to so she wouldn't be harmed, instead of trying to fight back until things got so messed up and went too far. And that's when she just decided, okay, enough is enough. And that is what I believe Putin is doing. He's just like, enough is... He's basically nominating at this point. It's gone too far. It's affecting the people that shouldn't be affected. Only difference is, she knew she had to go back to Kairi at some point. And so she wanted to make sure her last action counted, and I think that's what Putin's doing too. So I'm kind of torn here. I'm kind of torn because when I first, for example, when I first played Chain of Memories, I thought I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was on purpose at first. But then, the more I played it, the more I got into it, I realized, wait, what? As soon as I met, each of the members assigned to Castle Oblivion, as soon as I crawled on each floor, I'm like, wait a second. Now it's all starting to make sense. She's not doing this on purpose. Again, these thoughts came from the very first time I played. And speaking of Rechain of Memories, somebody posted a video asking if Rechain of Memories really does need a remake, or if they should just leave it as is. personally, I think it would be pretty cool to see what everybody looks like in the past games in the Unreal Engine 4, including the mobile ports like Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance and Recoded. Dude! Hell, if you ask me, if you're gonna give Rechain of Memories a remake, if you're gonna turn a Game Boy Advance game into a PS2 game, and then later PS3, and then PS4, and then PS5, well, here's the thing. You should have done the remake in the Unreal Engine 4. You should have done the remasters in the Unreal Engine 4. That would have been so cool. With the abilities that we already technically have. That'd be so cool. Because, I'm sorry, Sora's ability to stay on something has improved a little bit. But still, I gotta say it, his size 22 feet still don't know how to plant somewhere. You know, oh boy. Like when you try to catch the lucky emblems and shit, you just got to aim it just right without the guys ruining the picture. And that's not easy to do. Which reminds me of a mission in Sly 3, Honor Among Thieves, where we were supposed to get a couple shot. And we had to do it really fast before a monkey got in the way. And constantly he got in the way due to my slow reflexes. Because like I said, you know, my vision is still improving despite my optic nerve damage. And severe retinal scarring. Which leaves me to a question for my friend that I mentioned, but I'll ask her later. I'll probably ask her later in private or something at some point, because I really want to know. I'm kind of curious, but to see what the perspectives are, because like I said, my eyes are so damaged that I mean, yeah, I have experimented with a few lenses and they work okay, but still sort of blurry. You get the idea. But you guys know a lot about how my condition has unfortunately been affecting me. And they did what really hit me was when they did a multiple sclerosis episode on Chicago Med. And the guy ended up with MS later in his life. And he didn't want his daughter to know because she was given a huge job opportunity and he wanted what was best for her. But instead, not realizing that the daughter was too smart, they tried to go with the confidentiality thing at first, Then they started doing these little by little, like a puzzle. Then she figured it out. Just like I did. How my mind is practically like the Millennium Puzzle. All these confusing paths, all the different doorways. The more memories I collect, the more doorways get added. And you end up in pits and oof. You don't want to do that. You really don't. And yeah. But until next time, I've been Riku Keyblade Master. Comment, rate, subscribe to become a Keyblade wielder and stay awesome as usual. I'll try my best to overlay my schedule, but I don't want to, overdo it. Although this heat wave having us stuck in the house does give me good time to catch up. Peace, and I'll see you all next time. Stay safe and stay awesome as usual.